The Marvin Grimm Jr. case is indeed chilling. 45 years innocent. The $11.6 million case that broke records. He faced a cruel twist of emotional injustice because he was released but not free. 45 years for a crime DNA proves he didn't commit. Obviously, systemic failure cost him everything. A major punch was the forensic analyst who destroyed lives, and for 45 years Marvin Grimm Jr.'s innocence was ignored. Like and subscribe.
What if a single sentence spoken under pressure could erase the rest of your life? A 23-year-old is shoved into interrogation room shadows. No lawyer, no chance, just police telling him, confess or die in prison. Tonight, a man who never touched the crime, condemned to 45 years behind bars, because the truth didn't matter. It begins in Henrico County, Virginia, 1975. A 3-year-old girl is sexually assaulted and murdered in her home. The community erupts in horror. Pressure explodes on law enforcement. And soon, they find someone they believe fits the newspaper-perfect villain. A 23-year-old local, Marvin Grimm Jr., shy, quiet, barely understanding the legal system. He didn't know it then, but his life was already over. Detectives interrogated Marvin with one goal, not to find the truth, but to close the case. No attorney. No evidence. No DNA testing yet existed, just fear, just intimidation, just officers telling him, "Say what we want and this will all go easier." After hours of psychological pressure, Marvin Grimm Jr. broke, and the police wrote his confession for him. He signed it, not because he was guilty, but because he couldn't survive the room any longer. Once a confession exists, justice ends. Prosecutors presented no forensic link. No eyewitness, nothing but that forced admission. In 1976, the jury deliberated quickly. Verdict: guilty. Sentence: life in prison. The courtroom closed. The world forgot him. And Marvin lost the life he hadn't even started. Think about this. At 23, Marvin had hope. At 33, hope had teeth missing. At 43, hope was limping. At 53, hope was on life support. He aged while the real killer aged in freedom. But something else survived too. Evidence. Evidence no one had looked at in decades. Meet Mary Jane Burton, a forensic serologist. Back then, DNA testing didn't exist. But Burton had a habit. A strange one. She taped biological swabs and traced evidence to case files, instead of discarding them. Colleagues called it sloppy. We now call it a miracle. Because those scraps, they still held the truth. Years turned into decades. Technology evolved, and those tiny swabs collected by Burton were rediscovered in a review of old cases. Scientists asked a simple question: whose DNA is actually on the evidence? Expectations, confirmation. Reality, shock. It was Marvin Grimm Jr.'s, not even close. This new DNA profile pointed to a different man, a known offender with a violent history. The case they swore was airtight was air thin. After 45 years, Marvin was proven innocent, but innocence wasn't enough. Because you can be declared innocent and still not be free. In 2021, at age 69, Marvin walked out, not as a victim of injustice, but labeled as released on technical grounds. Not cleared, not apologized to, just released. No compensation, no support, no recognition that the system destroyed him. He went in a young man. He walked out a stranger to the world. Imagine living free, but still branded a murderer. 4 long years. Waiting, fighting, hoping the state would finally admit it made a mistake. Every sunrise whispered, "Maybe today they give me my life back." But the sun kept lying. The Innocence Project stepped in, pushing courts, demanding justice. They presented the undeniable DNA evidence. They documented the coerced confession. They exposed decades of failure. And finally, the courts had no place left to hide. After 45 years, after losing everything, Marvin was still waiting for one word: exonerated. And when that word finally came, so did a number no one expected: $11.6 million. But does money ever replace a life stolen? What if the truth survived in the dust? Those yellowed envelopes. They held more than evidence. They held redemption. For Marvin Grimm Jr., the truth never died. It just waited for technology to catch up. In 2001, a state audit of old forensic work uncovered something strange in Richmond's evidence vaults. Hundreds of envelopes with samples taped inside by analyst Mary Jane Burton. Some called it careless. Others called it brilliant foresight. But it became a Pandora's box for the Virginia justice system. Each envelope was a ghost story, waiting to tell who was really guilty and who never should have been behind bars. When the Innocence Project heard about these forgotten samples, they launched a collaboration with Virginia's forensic department. Hundreds of convictions were reopened. And then came one file that changed everything. Grimm Marvin Jr. The first DNA test, run in 2012, came back clear. The genetic material from the victim's body did not belong to Marvin Grimm Jr. Simple, definitive. But Virginia's Attorney General's office said, "We can't rely on degraded samples. We need more testing." 8 more years. 8 more birthdays. 8 more seasons of being half-free. He slept with a monitor beeping by his ankle. He needed permission to visit his own family. He was still listed on the sex offender registry, a man proven innocent by science, but not by law. Justice had freed his body, but kept his name in chains. By 2023, journalists started asking, how can someone be cleared by DNA and still wear a monitor? Social media exploded. Thousands demanded Virginia own up. And behind closed doors, prosecutors panicked. Because the problem wasn't just Marvin. Burton's samples were tied to dozens of convictions. Mary Jane Burton. For years she'd been called Virginia's top forensic analyst. But investigators now realized she'd cross-contaminated countless cases. She handled multiple samples on the same desk, sometimes without gloves. Her mistakes didn't just mislead one jury, they corrupted entire decades of convictions. How many lives can one lab destroy? New technology, YSTR and mitochondrial DNA sequencing, went beyond surface samples. It revealed the complete genetic signature of the true perpetrator. Result: Marvin Grimm Jr.'s DNA nowhere on the victim. The original crime scene, linked instead to a different convicted offender long deceased. The evidence was final, unshakable, undeniable. June 2024, the Virginia Court of Appeals issued a writ of actual innocence. Not technical, not procedural. Actual innocence. After 49 years of waiting, the system finally whispered, "We got it wrong." But by then, Marvin was 72 years old. He went in at 23. He came out at 72. That's an entire lifetime stolen. Every friend gone. Every dream forgotten. Every decade spent behind walls for a crime he never touched. When reporters asked what freedom felt like, Marvin paused and said softly, "I don't know what freedom means anymore." The internet erupted. Hashtags trended. 45 years innocent justice for Marvin. Creators, journalists, citizens, everyone asked the same haunting question. If DNA doesn't free you, what does? In early 2025, Virginia and the city of Richmond reached a joint settlement. $11.6 million, half from the state, half from the city. The largest wrongful conviction payout in Virginia history. But when you do the math, it feels like an insult. $11.6 million, $45 years, equals $706 a day. The state paid him $29 an hour for every hour of stolen freedom. Money can't buy back time. And for Marvin Grimm Jr., the real story wasn't the payout. It was the price he paid for being innocent. What's freedom worth when you've forgotten what it feels like? The headline said, $11.6 million settlement. But money isn't freedom. Freedom is laughter, family, time. And time, Marvin will never get back. After 45 years inside, the world outside was alien. He'd never held a smartphone, never ordered food through a drive-thru, never touched a touchscreen or heard the word Wi-Fi. Every sound felt too loud, every face too fast, every moment a reminder that he'd missed 5 entire generations. He buried his parents from behind prison walls. He missed his siblings' weddings, his niece's births, his best friend's funeral. When reporters asked what he wanted first, Marvin said, "I just want to sit under a tree without being told when to stand up." He said sometimes at night, he dreams he's still in his cell. He wakes up and checks his ankle, even though the monitor is gone. That's not a dream. That's what 45 years of fear does to a man. When Virginia's Attorney General finally issued a statement, it read, "We regret the miscarriage of justice that occurred in the case of Marvin Grimm Jr." 2 sentences, 49 years late. And still, no one said the words Marvin wanted most. We were wrong. Burton's mistakes didn't end with him. At least 10 other men were freed because of evidence she mishandled. Each case reopening old wounds for families who thought justice had been served. Every time another name is cleared, it raises the same question. How many more are still buried under paperwork and pride? Since 1989, DNA evidence has exonerated over 375 people in the United States. Together, they lost more than 5,000 years behind bars. That's 5,000 years of birthdays, graduations, laughter and light stolen. And those are just the ones we know about. False confessions, faulty forensics, prosecutors chasing closure instead of truth. The system doesn't break occasionally. It breaks by design. And Marvin's story is the proof carved into 45 years of lost time. In one of the haunting recording of Marvin's comments, he says, "People think when you get out it's over, but when you lose everything, how do you start again?" He doesn't want pity. He wants prevention. He says if his story helps one innocent person avoid what he endured, then maybe the years meant something. The justice system can't give back decades, but it can change how it listens. Every interrogation filmed, every confession verified, every analyst held accountable. Because justice that can steal 45 years isn't justice. It's bureaucracy wearing a badge. Marvin Grimm Jr. doesn't hate anyone. He says hate was what kept him locked up the longest. Now he just walks, one step for every day stolen. And maybe that's what freedom looks like. If this story made you angry, good. It should. Because right now, there are more Marvin Grimms waiting for someone to listen. Support the Innocence Project. Share this story. And never forget, justice delayed isn't justice denied, it's justice destroyed.
In the darkness, whispers become screams, secrets become weapons, and the truth becomes deadly. This is True Crime Mysteries, The Shadow Lens. Every week, we uncover the stories they don't want you to know, disappearances, cold cases, and the mysteries hiding in plain sight. Subscribe now, and step into the shadows with us.